received a comment on my previous video, Hispanic people stop asking black people to protest, and it read, let me read it for you. It read, damn, I've never seen the term divide and conquer personified in the flesh so well. You make Stephen Miller proud. Good job. My question would be, how can you divide and conquer something that's never been united? My name is Shanda, and welcome to In the Deep End. You guys, I really don't understand this comment, and maybe you guys can help me out. Just a quick side note. For those of you who don't know who Stephen Miller is, Stephen Miller is a Republican political advisor. He had hardline beliefs in the immigration policies, and he worked on the Trump campaign in 2016. Anyway, so I feel like we're all living in two different countries. I feel like we're not witnessing the same things or watching the same news or reading the same news articles, or somehow we didn't have the same history lessons in school. And I say that because division has been embedded in this country's DNA since its inception. It's demonstrated for us on a daily basis. We see it right before our eyes. Whether it's based on race, politics, religion, sexuality, economics, or whatever the case, division has always been at the forefront of America. This is not hyperbole. It's fact based on historical and present data. I mean, think about this. The only war ever fought on American soil was the Civil War, which was based on division and fundamental differences and ideologies between the North and the South. Some Southerners are still holding on to the symbolism of the Confederacy. Where is the unity in that? The Confederate flag represents division. Even when you look at the different states and how they are divided politically, referenced by red or blue, they are completely different in perception and ideology. They are divided by liberal versus conservative belief systems, gun control, abortion, immigration law. They are all divided based on these principles. With that being said, unity is not the term that comes to mind when I think about the United States. The economic gap in this country between the haves and the have-nots is astounding, which affects education, access to quality health care, housing options, and even the possibility of upward mobility, which in turn perpetuates division. Our political system is rigidly polarized, where winning matters more than governing. It rewards extremism and punishes centrism. Voters are disillusioned. They feel like their vote and their voice doesn't matter. That doesn't sound like unity to me. And speaking of voting, where was the unity that has been spoken of so often in my comment section? On November 5th, we had the chance to speak as a collective and stand up for the safety and care of all communities. Most of you failed that assignment. Black people overwhelmingly voted for the health and safety of all communities. Every other community, based on the voting poll numbers, are kind of all split right down the middle. Where was the unity? Racial prejudice in this country was and still is a major division within, and has been for centuries. And in my opinion, the people who benefit from racism don't want to change it. Where's the unity in that? The LGBTQ community has been criminalized, stigmatized, and excluded. They are actively working on erasing their existence or forcing them to feel like they are less than human. Where's the unity in that? Religion has been one of those cornerstones of division, not just in America, but really since the beginning of time. But Muslims and Jews in America are constantly discriminated against. In fact, Donald Trump said back in 2016 that he was not opposed to having mosques surveilled. Can you imagine? You can't even worship in peace if they've decided you can't. Where is the unity in that? I think Americans live in an illusion of unity and togetherness. It's a foundational myth. The line in the Pledge of Allegiance, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all, has never been realized. America is full of performative patriotism, waving flags and reiterating slogans like land of the free and home of the brave, or make America great again, when in truth, it's a cover-up of a deeply fractured nation that nobody wants to talk about it. And when you do talk about it, you are labeled as un-American or the epitome of divide and conquer. When did truth become a four-letter word? The United States is an oxymoron. There is nothing united about these states. Thank you guys for watching. And if there's somebody out there that can let me know if I'm wrong on this, or is there something that I'm not seeing, I am not above correction. So you guys let me know how you feel about it. I just thought it was interesting, the whole divide and conquer statement. And to be honest, that wasn't the only one. There were others saying things like, this is what the Republicans want. They want us to go against each other. And those statements make the delusion even more and more clear to me. Again, thanks again for watching, guys. Talk to you later. Bye.